Daily routine for success, everyone. We all want success. But the truth is, success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. It's not about magic. It's about habits. Today, I want to walk you through a daily routine for success, 6 simple but powerful keynotes that can transform your life. The morning isn't just the beginning of your day, it's the foundation of your mindset, energy, and direction. How you start your morning often determines how you carry yourself through the next 24 hours. Think about it. Have you ever noticed the difference between waking up with a plan versus waking up in a rush? The first gives you control. The second makes you feel like you're constantly trying to catch up. That's why owning your morning is one of the most important habits for success. When you wake up early, before the noise of the world kicks in, you gain access to a calm, distraction-free space that belongs entirely to you. It's not about becoming a morning person overnight. It's about carving out time for yourself, even just 30 to 60 minutes, where your focus isn't pulled by emails, notifications, or other people's demands. In that window of peace, you have a choice. Either let the day take you where it wants, or take charge and lead the day. Start by rising with intention. Don't roll out of bed and immediately reach for your phone. That one habit, checking social media or email the moment you wake up, instantly puts your mind into reaction mode. You're absorbing external input before even checking in with yourself. Instead, take a deep breath, sit up, stretch, ground yourself in the present. Your brain is at its freshest first thing in the morning. Use that clarity to connect with your purpose. Incorporate a morning ritual that energizes and empowers you. For some, that means meditation or deep breathing. Even just 5 minutes can reduce anxiety and increase focus. For others, journaling helps to clear mental clutter and set intentions for the day ahead. Write down what you're grateful for, your goals, and a powerful affirmation. These small actions prime your mindset for positivity and productivity. Physical movement is another key. You don't even have to hit the gym at 5 a.m. A brisk walk, light stretching, or even a quick home workout gets your blood flowing and boosts your mood. Exercise releases endorphins and sharpens mental focus. A strong body fuels a strong mind. And remember, you're not just moving your body, you're moving your energy, breaking the inertia of sleep, and signaling to your brain, I'm ready. Also, don't underestimate the power of a quiet morning read. A few pages of a powerful book, something uplifting, educational, or thought-provoking, can set the tone for how you think and act. The words you feed your mind first thing in the morning often echo throughout the day. Choose words that build you up, challenge you, or expand your perspective. Owning your morning doesn't have to look the same for everyone. The key is to design a morning that aligns with your goals and values. Maybe it's making your bed, drinking a big glass of water, sitting in silence, visualizing your ideal day, or even planning your priorities. Whatever it is, make it yours. The consistency matters more than perfection. Over time, this daily habit becomes a ritual, a sacred space where you reconnect with your best self. It's not just about productivity, it's about presence. When you start your day on your terms, you feel more grounded, more confident, and more capable of handling whatever comes your way. Success doesn't begin at the finish line. It begins the moment you wake up. So don't just start your day, own it, create it, lead it, and the rest of your life will begin to follow. Success doesn't happen by accident. It's shaped by clarity, purpose, and the choices we make each day. One of the most powerful yet underrated habits of high performers is setting daily intentions. While most people go through their day reacting to situations, truly successful individuals start with a sense of direction. They don't just wake up and let the day happen to them. They decide in advance what kind of day they're going to create. Setting daily intentions means taking a moment in the morning to decide how you want to show up in the world, what you want to focus on, and what really matters most. It's not about filling your to-do list with endless tasks. It's about choosing what will move the needle in your life, what's aligned with your bigger goals, your values, and your personal growth. When you set an intention, you're giving your day a mission. You're saying, this is who I choose to be today. This is how I choose to think, feel, and act. Imagine waking up and asking yourself just one simple question. What would make today a success? That question alone can shift your focus. Maybe success today means being fully present with your family. Maybe it means closing that important deal, finishing a project, or simply staying positive no matter what comes your way. Your answer doesn't have to be complex, but it does need to be intentional. Intentions are different from goals. Goals are results you want to achieve. Intentions are about how you want to experience the journey. For example, your goal might be to complete a big presentation at work, but your intention could be, I will remain calm and confident under pressure. That shift helps you approach your task with the right mindset rather than just chasing an outcome. Take a few minutes each morning to write down your top 3 intentions. Not 10, not 20, just 3. Keep it simple and focused. You might ask, what do I want to accomplish today? How do I want to feel while doing it? What kind of energy do I want to bring to others? This practice helps you avoid getting lost in distractions because let's face it, the world is loud. Social media, emails, notifications, unexpected problems, all of these things compete for your attention. But when you've set a clear intention for your day, it becomes easier to stay grounded. You can pause in the middle of chaos and remind yourself of your purpose. Let's say your intention is to stay patient and present, and then traffic hits, or someone frustrates you. Instead of reacting emotionally, you can come back to your morning intention. You remember, I chose this. I choose patience. It gives you power over how you respond. That's what setting intentions does. It creates a mental compass you can return to no matter what the day throws at you. Over time, this habit does more than just organize your day. It reshapes your identity. You start becoming the kind of person who lives deliberately, who acts with purpose, who doesn't drift aimlessly. Your days feel more meaningful, more in sync with who you truly are. And that's what real success is. Not just checking boxes, but living with intention every single day. When you go to sleep at night, you'll notice the difference. You won't just feel like you got through the day, you'll feel like you lived it on your own terms. That's the power of setting daily intentions. It's a small habit, but it creates big change. Because when you know what you're aiming for, you're far more likely to hit it and enjoy the process along the way. There's a famous quote by Mark Twain: if it's your job to eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. And if it's your job to eat 2 frogs, it's best to eat the biggest one first. What he meant was simple. Tackle your hardest, most important task first, the one you're most likely to procrastinate on, the one that actually matters. Because once it's done, everything else feels easier. That's the essence of the eat that frog mindset, and it's a game changer for success. Every day we're faced with a mix of tasks, some urgent, some easy, some uncomfortable, and some truly important. But too often we gravitate toward what's easiest or most convenient. We check emails, reply to messages, maybe do some quick errands, and we tell ourselves we're being productive, but in reality, we're avoiding the real work. We're avoiding the frog. The frog is that one thing you know you need to do, but you keep putting it off. It's the phone call you don't want to make, the report you don't want to write, the workout you've been dodging, or the project that's been sitting on your list for weeks. It's uncomfortable. It's challenging. but it's also the task that will make the biggest impact on your progress, your confidence, and your success. When you eat the frog first, when you tackle that difficult task early in the day, a few amazing things happen. First, you build momentum. Completing something hard gives you a surge of energy and pride. It creates a mental win that can carry you through the rest of your day. You feel accomplished, focused, and capable because you've already done the toughest part. Second, it frees up mental space. Procrastinated tasks weigh heavy on your mind. You might not even realize how much energy you're wasting thinking about that thing you haven't done yet. It sits there, quietly draining your focus, distracting you from being present. But once it's handled, you feel lighter, mentally and emotionally. You're not running from it anymore. You faced it. Third, you avoid decision fatigue. As the day goes on, your willpower and energy naturally decrease. That's why it's harder to make tough choices or tackle difficult tasks in the afternoon or evening. If you save the frog for later, chances are you'll keep pushing it to tomorrow and then the next day. But if you handle it while your brain is fresh, right at the start, you use your best energy for your most important work. This practice doesn't just help you get more done, it helps you become more disciplined. And discipline is the real secret to long-term success. It's not about motivation. Motivation fades. Discipline is what gets you up, gets you started, and keeps you going even when you don't feel like it. The key is to identify your frog the night before or first thing in the morning. Ask yourself, if I only got one thing done today, what would make the biggest difference? That's your frog. Write it down, circle it, protect time in your morning to get it done, even if it's just the first 30 minutes of your day. It might be uncomfortable. You might want to avoid it. But here's the truth. Successful people do the hard things even when they don't feel like it. They build the habit of courage and consistency. They don't wait for the perfect time. They eat the frog. And once that frog is eaten, everything else tastes a little bit sweeter. Your confidence grows, your productivity soars. You start proving to yourself day by day that you can do the hard things. That's how success is built, one frog at a time. In a world that glorifies hustle, we've been conditioned to believe that the harder and longer we work, the more successful we'll become. But the truth is, constant grind without rest isn't a recipe for greatness, it's a fast track to burnout. One of the most underestimated secrets to sustained productivity and creativity is learning how to take power breaks. Not just any break, but intentional, restorative pauses that recharge your mind, body, and energy. We're not machines. Our brains weren't designed to focus endlessly without rest. In fact, research shows that the human brain can only maintain peak focus for about 90 minutes at a time. After that, cognitive performance declines, decision-making becomes slower, and our ability to concentrate diminishes. That's why power breaks are so important. They don't take time away from your productivity, they fuel it. A power break isn't scrolling through social media for 10 minutes while still sitting at your desk. It's not watching random videos with your brain half on. A real power break is about stepping away physically and mentally to reset. It's about giving yourself permission to pause, reflect, and return stronger. Just like a sprinter can't run full speed for hours, neither can you. But if you rest strategically, you can perform at your best when it matters most. The most effective power breaks are short, purposeful, and mindful. They can be as simple as standing up and stretching for 5 minutes, walking around the block and getting fresh air, closing your eyes and taking deep, intentional breaths, drinking water slowly, paying attention to the moment. Even a quick meditation or listening to calming music can reset your nervous system. These small actions reset your focus and boost your energy. Let's say you're working on something intense, a report, a creative project, or deep problem solving. After 60 to 90 minutes of hard focus, your mental clarity starts to fade. You might notice yourself getting distracted more easily. That's your signal. Instead of pushing through and producing lower quality work, take a break. Even a 5-minute pause can refresh your mental energy and bring you back sharper than before. Power breaks also reduce stress. When we go nonstop, our stress hormones stay elevated. This leads to fatigue, anxiety, and even health issues over time. But taking a moment to breathe, to pause, to be still, it calms your system. It tells your brain you're safe, you're okay, you're in control, and from that calm state, you make better decisions, think more clearly, and show up more powerfully in your work and your relationships. Think of your day like a series of sprints, not a marathon. Between each sprint, give yourself recovery time. Schedule breaks just like you schedule meetings. Use techniques like the Pomodoro method. 25 minutes of focused work followed by a 5-minute break. Or simply commit to taking 10 minutes every hour to recharge. It's not about the exact system. It's about honoring your energy. And power breaks don't just help your productivity, they protect your passion. When you're constantly running on empty, even the work you once loved can start to feel like a burden, but when you step away and return with fresh eyes and a full tank, you remember why you started in the first place. You reconnect with your purpose. Success isn't just about what you do, it's about how you manage your energy while doing it. The best athletes, performers, and entrepreneurs in the world all build recovery into their routines. You should too. Don't see breaks as weakness, see them as part of your winning strategy. When you take care of your energy takes care of everything else. So the next time you feel guilty for taking a break, remind yourself, this isn't time wasted. This is you recharging for greatness. The moment you stop learning is the moment you stop growing. If there's one habit that separates the good from the great, the average from the exceptional, it's the commitment to learning something new every single day, not just when it's convenient, not just when it's required, but as a daily practice. Because knowledge is power, but consistent learning is transformation. In a world that's constantly evolving, staying still is actually falling behind. Whether it's in business, technology, relationships, or personal growth, those who thrive are the ones who adapt, who evolve, who stay curious. Daily learning isn't about becoming a know-it-all. It's about remaining teachable. It's about realizing that no matter how much you know, there's always something more to discover. Learning doesn't always mean sitting in a classroom or reading a textbook. It can be as simple as listening to a podcast on your way to work, watching an inspiring TED Talk, reading 10 pages of a book before bed, taking notes from a YouTube video, asking thoughtful questions in conversation, reflecting on your own experiences, what worked, what didn't, and what you'd do differently. Every day holds lessons. The question is, are you paying attention? Think about the compound effect of learning daily. One new idea a day is 365 ideas a year. Even if you only apply 10% of those, that's 36 life upgrades. That's how you grow, not in giant leaps, but in daily steps, one insight at a time, one lesson at a time, one challenge overcome and turned into wisdom. What happens when you commit to learning every day? Your confidence grows. Because knowledge creates clarity. When you understand more, you fear less. You speak with more purpose. You make decisions with more certainty. You carry yourself differently. You start to see opportunities where others see obstacles because your mind is trained to think, to question, to adapt. Daily learning also builds resilience. Life will throw curveballs. Challenges are inevitable. But when you've developed the habit of learning, you don't crumble under pressure. You get curious. You ask, what is this teaching me? You dig deeper. You seek answers. You rise, not in spite of struggle, but because you've learned how to learn through it. And here's the beauty. Learning is accessible. You don't need a degree. You don't need expensive courses. All you need is the willingness to grow and the discipline to show up. A 15-minute audiobook, a chapter of a biography, a conversation with someone different from you. Learning is everywhere, but you have to be intentional about it. Some of the most successful people in the world read every day. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey. They don't just consume information, they hunger for it because they understand that every page, every insight, every aha moment makes them better, more equipped, more prepared, more powerful. If you want to become someone you've never been, you have to learn things you've never known. That means breaking out of the echo chambers, challenging your assumptions, asking better questions, staying open, being humble enough to admit you don't have all the answers, and bold enough to go find them. So make learning a non-negotiable. Keep a journal of insights. Write down one thing you learned today, every day. Share it with someone. Teach it. Apply it. Let it shape you. Because when you learn, you evolve. And when you evolve, you elevate every area of your life. From your mindset to your relationships to your career. Every day you have the choice. Repeat the past or rewrite the future. Learning is the pen that helps you do the latter. Never stop being a student of life because the more you learn, the more you become. Success isn't just about how much you accomplish. It's also about how often you pause, look inward, and check if you're on the right path. In a world that moves at lightning speed, we're often so focused on what's next that we forget to stop and ask, what did I learn today? What could I do better tomorrow? That's the power of reflection and reset. It's a daily ritual that brings clarity, purpose, and direction to everything you do. At the end of each day, you have a golden opportunity, a window to slow down and turn your attention inward. It's not about overanalyzing or beating yourself up. It's about understanding yourself better. When you reflect, you create space to acknowledge your progress, recognize your mistakes, celebrate your wins, and course correct if needed. It's like cleaning the windshield of your car. Things may look blurry after a long drive, but when you wipe it down, the road ahead becomes clear again. Reflection is one of the most underrated tools for growth. It doesn't require hours of your time, just a few intentional moments. Ask yourself simple, powerful questions. What went well today? What challenged me? How did I respond? What drained me? What energized me? These questions might seem small, but over time, they reveal patterns. They help you make smarter choices. They keep you aligned with your goals and values. But reflection is only half the equation. The other half is the reset. Because insight without action is just information. Once you've looked back, you must look forward. The reset is your chance to forgive yourself for what didn't go right, to release stress, to let go of negativity, to remind yourself tomorrow is a new page, a new chance, a new beginning. You don't have to carry today's frustrations into tomorrow's opportunities. Resetting is about intention. It's about choosing how you want to show up next. Maybe you reset by journaling your thoughts. Maybe it's a walk under the stars, a warm shower, a quiet prayer, a deep breath, a playlist that calms your nerves or lifts your spirit. Whatever helps you reset, do it daily. Make it part of your nighttime ritual. Just like your phone needs to recharge overnight, so does your spirit. You see, high achievers don't just run on willpower. They run on self-awareness. And that awareness comes from making space for reflection and reset. It keeps them grounded in the midst of pressure. It keeps them calm when chaos surrounds them. It allows them to move with intention, not reaction, and that's a superpower in itself. Here's something else. When you reflect and reset consistently, your confidence grows because you're no longer guessing your way through life. You're checking in with yourself. You're learning, you're improving. You're steering the ship instead of drifting with the current. And over time, that inner check-in builds trust in your own ability to handle life with clarity and grace. It's easy to skip this step, to tell yourself you're too tired or too busy. But skipping it is like ignoring your GPS while driving. You might move fast, but you might also miss the turn. A few minutes at the end of your day can save you from weeks of wandering off course. So take that time, reflect, reset. Do it even on the messy days, especially on the messy days, because that's when it matters most. That's when real growth happens, not in the doing, but in the understanding. That's when you transform from someone who just works hard into someone who lives smart. At the end of each day, ask yourself, did I grow today? What can I carry forward? And what can I leave behind? Then give yourself the grace to close the chapter and the strength to write a better one tomorrow. Because success isn't found in the hustle, it's found in the pause.